And now what about July? It's 1 and 7. August, it's 1, 2, 4, and 8. Why? August is for month is number 8. So 1, 2, 4, and 8. All of these can divide the number 8. What about 9? September is number 9. So 1, 3, and 9. October, it's 1, 2, and 5. Apart from this, there is no other number that can divide number 10 of October. Moving on, November, it's 11, 1 and 11, and 12. For December, it's 1, 2 can divide 12, 3 can divide 12, 4 can also divide 12, 5 cannot, but 6 can divide 12, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, none of them can divide 12, but 12 itself can divide 12. So now just take a quick look. Which is the common over here? It's 1. Here, which is the most common here? 1 and 2. Which is the greatest of the two? That's number 2. Now here, what are common? 1 and 3. Which is the greatest? It's 3. Here we have 1, 2, and it's common again. So greatest is 2. Here only 1 is common, so we have 1. Here we have all the numbers in common, but the greatest of the lot is number 6. So we have number 6 here. Again, here 1 is common. And here we have 2 in common. Then we have 3 in common over here. 1 and 3 are common, and the greatest of them is number 3. So 3. Here again, 1 and 2. Greatest is 2. 1 is common over here. And here 1, 2, 3, and 6. All 4 numbers are common here. So the greatest of the common ones are 6. So greatest common divisor. So now for Jan and Feb, it's again the same story here. So we don't need to worry. So 6 and 6. That is the time. That's for June and December. That's the time when it's half year. So we need to apply the same logic what we have applied here and try it out. So we have if the GCD of this and lock the column and current month number. Now this time the GCD equals to 6 only when the GCD, these are the greatest common divisors that we have manually calculated, and the greatest of the lot is number 6. Only then use the sum function with the offset. A reference point, let's have the current month sales reference point. Don't go by any number of rows and don't move by any number of columns. Let height be 1 because we are only selecting 1 row. Now what about the width? It should be minus the span within the half a year, within half a year. So let's lock the column and close the offset bracket and then the bracket for sum function. Now, what if it does not match? Then just apply double quotes, a pair of double quotes, and close the if function. Hit enter, you have this. Now this function is very much same as this function. Only difference is we have to replace number 3 with 6 over here. Rest everything function would have been same. Let's apply to this right and see. Here we have June. 6 months. Total sales is 349.7. Let's add them up here and see. Yes, the sum is 349.7. And let's check this out. 621.4. That's it. So now that's an interesting one. Here we just have 3 months. So we were able to get a quarterly figure. But had we had more 3 months, then probably we would also get another 6 month set of data. And this is the beauty. The offset function can just help you select dynamically. Now, if I were to change, let's say here, instead of 6, if it was 3. Okay, what happened? Now, I want to make this much more robust and dynamic. So here, instead of manually entering number 6, I would want to select this cell itself, because this itself is number 6. And this makes my model or this particular set of tool that I've created more robust. Instead of manually entering number 6, I've referred to this cell and locked the column reference. Now let me copy paste this formula. This is perfect. Now if I were to make this quarterly, Then I just need to replace 6 with 3 and hit enter. And here we have the quarterly figures. What if this was a bi-monthly? So I select 2, hit enter, and we have the totals for every 2 months. That's how dynamic this becomes, right? So here we have this. Again, in this function as well, I had manually entered number 3. We might want to just refer to this 3 over here and log the reference. Because if I were to not change this to number 3 and I just hit enter and change this to 6, you see, there is inconsistency here, right? What is 466 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we have the last 6 over here, which is perfectly fine, but in the month of September, that's a bit of odd. So that's inconsistency. It would be better if we have the function more dynamic with less hard-coded numbers. So we'll change this, reference to this, and ensure that we have the column locked. Hit enter and copy paste it to the right and enjoy. Let's test it out. I want it bi-monthly. I change it to number 2. We have this, right? So it's quite a versatile function that can help you in real tricky situations. And the core purpose of the offset function is dynamic selection or dynamic range selection. And that's very critical when you're working on complex structures within Excel. Well, that's all from my end.